Warsaw's old nickname is Paris of the East. It is a very fitting name for the city, especially when talking about how to arrive there. Just like Paris, the city of Warsaw has three airports that I discussed extensively in my last video. I invite you to watch that video to learn about each airport's history. Today, in this video, I will mostly discuss the different ways to reach the beautiful capital of Poland, let that be through the air or by land transportation. The main airport in Warsaw is Warsaw Chopin Airport, which is located about 13 kilometers away from the city center. Chopin Airport is the busiest airport in Poland and the 28th busiest airport in all of Europe. In 2024, 21.3 million passengers utilized the airport, which equaled approximately 40% of Poland's total air passenger traffic. The main international connections from Chopin Airport were London, Frankfurt, Paris, and Amsterdam, while Krakow, Wrocław, and Gdansk were the most popular domestic ones. Warsaw Chopin is a central hub for a lot of Polish airlines, as well as an operating base for Wizz Air. LOT Polish Airlines is the flag carrier of Poland, whose history is extremely intertwined with that of the airport. Thanks to LOT Polish Airlines, you can arrive to Warsaw Chopin Airport from almost 100 destinations within Europe, and from some destinations in North America, Asia, and Africa. Notable non-European destinations from where you can fly with LOT include New York, Toronto, and Los Angeles in North America, Dubai, Beijing, Tokyo, Seoul, and Delhi in Asia, and Cairo in Africa. Besides LOT, almost every major European airline has a flight to Warsaw Chopin from the respective main hub. Plus, several low-cost alternatives like Ryanair and Wizz Air fly into this airport as well. In fact, Wizz Air has flights to almost 40 European destinations as well as many seasonal flights. Furthermore, some Asian airlines also service Chopin Airport, such as Air China, Emirates, Etihad Airways, and Qatar Airways, and by the African airline Ethiopian Airlines. The airport's layout is not complicated at all, as in 2010 the terminals were reorganized. Previously, Warsaw Chopin was divided into two terminals, Terminal 1 and Terminal 2. Since they were technically located within the same building, it was decided to group both terminals into a single one, that is now called Terminal A. Terminal A has 45 passenger gates, 27 of which are equipped with jetways. Just underneath the airport, we can find Warsaw Chopin Airport train station. The train station was constructed as a part of Terminal 2 in 2008, but it wasn't open until 2012. Nevertheless, the train station has direct train services to three of the main train stations in the city center. The train lines that service Warsaw Airport are the suburban lines S2 and S3, and the regional line RL that goes through most of Warsaw and that heads to Modlin, a stop that is nearby to Warsaw Modlin Airport. In order to reach Warsaw City Center, you can take any of the three lines that reach the airport's train station. It takes about 25 minutes to reach either Warsaw Central Station by taking line S3 or line RL, or Warsaw Downtown Station when taking line S2. Both of these stations are mere steps away from the Palace of Culture and Science, one of the most famous and iconic historical landmarks in Warsaw. Ticket prices vary accordingly to the time allotted by each ticket option. You can get anything from a 20-minute ticket for 3.40 zloty or 94 cents to a 3-day ticket for 57 zloty or $15.74. I have linked the website that has information on those tickets so you can read more about it. However, the gist is that the best option to reach the city center is the 75-minute ticket, if you're looking to only buy a single ticket. While if you're planning to stay in Warsaw for several days, then the 3-day ticket might be a better option for you. While scrolling through the website, you might encounter the option for a 20-minute ticket, but just be aware that the train ride from Chopin Airport to either Central Station or Downtown Station takes between 20 to 23 minutes. Could you get fined for overstaying a minute on the train? I don't know. But what I actually do know is that the difference between the 75-minute and the 20-minute tickets is only 1 zloty or 28 cents. Personally, I don't believe that such a small difference is worth a potential fine, but you do as you see fit. Now, if you're heading to any of the other stops before the ones I mentioned, well, maybe you should buy the 20-minute ticket. In terms of buying the tickets, single tickets can be bought at the ticket machines or on the train, usually at the front car, while day tickets have to be bought on the ticket machines. Finally, I want to add that the 3 trains run every day from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. Another option to get to the center of Warsaw from the airport is to take a bus. There are 3 bus routes that operate the entire day, as well as a night bus and a bus that only operates during peak hours. Bus 175, 188, and 148 run daily and connect the airport with different areas of Warsaw. Bus 174 is the most central option as it follows this route. It does stop at Warsaw Central Station, but it takes 35 minutes to do so. Plus, bus 175 also stops nearby to other main historical landmarks near the city center. There are two bus routes that are less centric but very good alternatives in case you need to go to south or east of Warsaw city center. This is the route that bus 188 follows, and this is the route that bus 148 follows. Similarly, bus 331 services southern Warsaw, yet it only operates Mondays through Fridays during peak hours, meaning from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. and from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. The last bus service is a night bus that runs from 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. daily. It connects the airport with the city center and it follows almost the exact same route as bus 175. Ticket prices for all of the buses are the same as the ones for the trains that I previously mentioned. This is because the entire Warsaw transportation system is a joint one. Thus, the bus, tram, metro, and train tickets cost the same. The fares only depend on the length of time you'll be using the transportation services. Although the time tickets do have some restrictions, as a tourist, most likely you'll be fine with any type of ticket you purchase to reach your accommodation. Now, personally, I believe that taking the train is better than taking the buses, since trains are faster and cost the same amount of money. Probably only use the buses as an alternative or during the nighttime, but refer to trains whenever possible. Taxis and Uber rides are also available from Warsaw Chopin and can sometimes be even faster than the train when there is no traffic. The drive from the airport to the city center takes about 14 minutes to 40 minutes. It heavily depends on how much traffic there is. If you prefer to take a taxi, it will cost around 50 zloty or $13.89, whereas an Uber, on average, it will be around 34 zloty or $9.44, according to their website. The second airport that services Warsaw is called Warsaw Modlin Airport and was opened in 2012. The airport is located approximately 40 kilometers or 25 miles north of central Warsaw. The airport is exclusively utilized by low-cost carriers serving Warsaw. Airlines that service the airport are Air Arabia, Ryanair, and Wizz Air. These are the destinations you can arrive from as of January 2026. The airport's layout is very simple and very small. Everything is pretty much crammed into one floor. As the airport focuses on its low-cost status, the gates lack any jet bridges. So you have to board and deboard the plane through mobile airstairs and refer to limited seating at the airside of the airport. Plus, there are not many amenities for passengers to enjoy or pass the time, maybe a couple shops and some cafes. Going from the airport to Warsaw City Center is easy but definitely a tiny bit long. That being said, the most direct way to reach Warsaw is by taking the bus. The airport is serviced by two bus companies, Bus and Flixbus, which have several bus services at different times of the day. Flixbus offers two stops along this route, one at Metro Modlin Station and another one at Warsaw West Station. Metro Modlin Station is located about 20 minutes away from the city center, whereas Warsaw West Station is located about 18 minutes by car or 10 minutes by public transportation from the city center. From the airport, the bus takes anywhere from 30 minutes and 40 minutes to reach Metro Modlin, while the trip to Warsaw West Station takes anywhere between 50 minutes and 1 hour and 10 minutes. Flixbus tickets for either stop cost the same and can be bought either online or at the airport's bus stop. Now, there's something I recently realized regarding Flixbus's website. If you use the US and Canada websites, you will be charged a higher fee than when reserving through a non-US or Canadian website. Here's an example. Through the American website, the ticket for the bus from Modlin Airport costs $12.48, while through the EU website, it costs €7.98. Please let me know if you encounter the same issue in the comment section, or if you know why that happens. I do want to point out that, to my knowledge, there is nothing that stops you from changing your preferred location here on the top corner and buying your ticket through a different website. So use that information as you may. Regardless, you can also choose to take the Bus service, which is definitely more limited. Bus tickets cost 40 zloty or $11.11, but they are serviced by smaller short buses like this one. Plus, the website is not too user-friendly, and tickets can only be reserved about 10 days in advance through the website or upon arrival if available. Nevertheless, According to some sources, it is always recommended to buy the tickets online in order to avoid any potential issues. The advantage of CountBus is that it does have a more centric stop than Flixbus, as it stops by the Warsaw Presidential Hotel right in the city center. This bus ride takes anywhere from 50 minutes to 1 hour and 15 minutes. Unfortunately, Modlin Airport doesn't have its own train station, but there is a bus that can take you from the airport to Modlin train station. From there, you can take the RL line, the same one that connects Warsaw Chopin with Central Station. Thus, you can also get to Chopin Airport from Modlin train station, or vice versa, by taking this train. The bus ride to reach Modlin Station takes about 10 minutes, and then the train ride from Modlin Station to Central Station takes about 41 minutes. Therefore, allow at least an hour to reach Warsaw City Center due to the transfer from the bus to the train that you have to do at Modlin Station. Both the airport bus and the RL line run from 4 a.m. to 12 a.m. In terms of ticket pricing, your best option is to buy a combined ticket that gives you access to both the bus and the train without having to buy another ticket, which costs 22 zloty and 40 cents, or $6.22. I have linked the website to buy these combined tickets in the description box. Car transfers are also available through taxis and Uber, or if you choose to rent a car. The drive from Modlin Airport to Warsaw City Center takes between 40 minutes and 1 hour and 15 minutes. There is an authorized taxi company that has set prices called Taxi Modlin. This is their price list. Zone 1 is where the city center is located at, so the taxi ride will cost 230 zloty or $63.89 during the day and 250 zloty or $69.45 at night. Uber will cost about 115 zloty or $31.94 on average according to their website. The last airport that apparently is also a Warsaw airport is Warsaw Radom Airport. In my previous video about the airports of Warsaw, I may have been a little bit harsh on this airport. Therefore, I promise that no ugly comments will be made over this beautiful airport, the most advanced airport in Poland, as a matter of fact. This international hub is serviced by two flights, one from Larnaca in Cyprus and another seasonal one from Tirana in Albania. In case you have the incredible blessing of arriving in this airport, here is how you get to Warsaw. Radom Airport is located only 100 kilometers or 62 miles from Warsaw city center. In terms of time, the drive from Radom Airport to Warsaw only takes about 1 hour and 22 minutes. But if you are a true lover of driving, then I've got great news for you. Depending on traffic, it can take upwards to almost 3 hours to drive from the airport to Warsaw. Another option to get to Warsaw is by taking public transportation. From the airport, you have to take a bus to Radom Główny or Radom Main Station, and then take a train directly to Warsaw Central Station. The entire trip takes about 1 hour and 40 minutes, which includes the 20-minute bus ride and the 1 hour and 10-minute train ride. The price for the bus is 3 zloty and 60 cents or 99 cents, and for the train is anywhere from 18 zloty and 70 cents to 34 zloty or $5.17 to $9.39. Ubers from Warsaw Radom Airport to Warsaw City Center cost around 330 zloty or $91.15. However, I am not sure how much of an availability there are for Ubers doing such a trip. Besides arriving by plane, you can also arrive in Warsaw by train. There are 3 main train stations that you need to be familiar with in the city. Warsaw Centralna, or Warsaw Central Station, is the main station of the city. Warsaw Zachodnia, or Warsaw West Station, and Warsaw Wschodnia, or Warsaw East Station. Every single train heading to Warsaw will either end or stop at Warsaw Central Station, but most of the train trips will also stop at one of the other 2 train stations. For simplicity, I will take Warsaw Central Station as a guide and refer to train trips towards that station only. Each of the other 2 stations can be reached through Warsaw's public transportation and are only separated by less than 7 minutes from Warsaw Central. As you might imagine, there are direct train routes to the country's capital from every major Polish city, and many other smaller ones. Although it sounds unreal, but getting to Warsaw from Krakow, Gdańsk, and Poznan takes about 2 hours and 30 minutes. Each of those trains take almost the same amount of time and depart from the main station at each of those cities. Trains from Wrocław take about 4 hours and 30 minutes to reach Warsaw, which depart from Wrocław Główny. Trains from Lublin take 1 hour and 45 minutes from Lublin Główny. There are many other trains to Warsaw Central from all over Poland, but I want to highlight the country's biggest cities. Also, I want to point out, for those who are new to the channel or just didn't know, the word Główne means main in English. Therefore, Lublin Główny or Krakow Główny is the same thing as saying Lublin Main Station or Krakow Main Station. Warsaw is the only big city in Poland that doesn't follow that metric as far as I know. Now, in terms of international connections by train, Warsaw also has several options. Direct international trains connect Warsaw Centralna with Berlin, Budapest, Prague, Vienna, and Vilnius. Direct trains from Berlin take about 5 hours. From Budapest, they take about 11 hours and 8 minutes. From Prague, they take about 8 hours and 30 minutes. From Vienna, they take 7 hours and 46 minutes. And from Vilnius, they take about 7 hours. There are 2 daily services from Prague, Vienna, and Vilnius, 1 daily service from Budapest, and 7 daily services from Berlin. A big asterisk on taking the train from all of these cities, except for Berlin, is that they do take longer than driving as long as traffic is light. Another public transportation option is to take a bus, which definitely has more options when talking about international routes. Nevertheless, let's start with the domestic bus routes that arrive to Warsaw Central Bus Station. Contrary to what someone would expect, Warsaw Main Bus Station is not located near Warsaw Central Railway Station. Actually, it is located close by to Warsaw West Railway Station. Buses from Krakow take about 4 hours and 15 minutes. From Poznan, they take about 3 hours and 45 minutes. And from Wrocław and Gdansk, they take about 5 hours and 10 minutes. For international destinations, Flixbus and Ecolines are the ones that operate the majority of bus services. In addition, there are some other bus operators that have been approved to travel from and to Kyiv. Knowing how to arrive somewhere is just the first step on discovering such a place. It is quite obvious that a city always holds so much history hidden underneath what we see at first sight. Warsaw is indeed the one place that this holds the most truth given its history. History has not been kind to this amazing city. In the next video, I will talk a little bit more about the major events this city had to endure and their new chapter in world history. I hope you enjoyed the video and it was a good guide for your next trip to Warsaw. Consider subscribing and leaving a like. Hope you have a great day and God bless you.